Good. Okay, great. Let's battle it. Great. Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Okay, just a little bit twisty, right? Okay, swing the arms across the front, then the way drop. Swinging the arms front and back. Swing it to the shoulder. Okay, great. Take it to the head, just circle it. And change the direction. The shoulders. Change forwards. Bringing the hands out, making fists, coiling them. Changing direction. Going from the elbow. Changing direction. Good. Changing again, making it a little bit bigger, bringing the shoulders into it. Change direction. Okay, taking the elbows out to the back. Now it's the side step. You're going to stretch the arm out one way, across the body, bring it back, and then you're going to bring it across. Here, bending the body over and turning through. You can do this with a fist and do it with a. Like, you go to the other side. Press out, pull back, fist over, or open hand with it. Press out, roll it back to the top. Press out. To the top. Good. Hands back to center, rolling their hips. Changing direction. Good. Fixing the hips, rolling the body around circles. Change in the direction. Now bring the opposite hand down to the foot, the other hand reaching up. Good. Coming back, bringing the knees together. Bend and straighten. Good. Come down and spread. Back up. Spread the knees out. Roll in the knees. Changing the circle. Okay, coming out, feet 45 degrees. Sink in the hips. Hands on the knees, pushing the knee away, looking over the opposite shoulder. Sinking down one side. Change. 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 Okay, says it. So, bring the knee down, switching for one side. Just work into the hip and drawing back. Good, holding at the front. Opposite side down. It's pressing the hand onto the head. Pull the elbow up to the top. And then draw down, curl the back, pull the elbow down. And a few more, pull it down. Right to the top. Moving down. One more to the top. Hold it, release the arm, stretch it a little bit further. Slowly release it. Change the foot. You're just rocking front and back. Holding at the front. And the opposite hand down. Hand on the head. Stretching the elbow up. Rolling down, curling the spine. Rolling up. Rolling down. One more to the top. Reaching up. Coming back down, placing the hand down, bringing the knees back. You're just resting down to the shoulders. Tabletop, just working the shoulders, opening and closing. And we can spine curling up, curling down. Okay, finding the toes, pull the knees up, treading with the feet to the back. Stretching back a little bit. Pull through the shoulders. Good. Come forward, just walk the hands forward a little bit. Forward to a plank. Just rocking the body forwards and backwards. Dropping hands to these. Find the forearms. Pull up into the plank. A little bit more. Sit down to the knees. You're just using the fingertips, just pressing weight into them, just pulling in, just bending the elbows. This is really easy. You can also do this on the feet. Yeah. That way. It'll make it a bit easier. Just go into the knees. Just an impulse in and out. Impulse in and out. Impulse in and out. Same thing with fists, placing the fist down. Make sure the wrists stay aligned, so pushing into the elbows, keep them quite close to the body. Bending the elbows, pulling out. Bending the elbows, pulling out. Trying to keep all the time the wrist and the hand aligned. Next one, working with the 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒄. So we've got the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 into the ground. And same thing, just pressing in, bend the elbows, push out. Bend the elbows, push out. Just a few more. Last one, be really careful with this one. I'm going to bend the wrists to the palm up. Yeah, place them a little bit closer to the body for this one. And then you can do the same thing again, just bend the elbows, pulling up. Really careful. And then just to relax down, just place one hand down and just roll that wrist against the ground. Just loosen it out. Pull the joint through. Wrist. Roll that over. Roll it both ways. Working both sides. Okay, slowly find the toes. So, set the body up. Bend the knees. Pull the hands off. Right. Just shake out those a little. And hold it down. Good. Shake out the legs. Plant the feet shake. Great. Okay, take it, Joe. Right. We'll just start with a little bit of ski work. So just nice basic. Working both sides, about 8 to 10. Right. Run back each time. Settle, ground at the strike. Both sides. Okay, one thing, just experiment with this. Try and make a distinction between, watch this, just the arms releasing and the whole body release. So think about the front, think of the shoulders extending into the chest and into the center of the body as well. So I can keep that whole area fixed, release the arm. I go through the movement, but nothing's really changed in the body. So think of this movement from here, this, release the body. Okay? Really, so practice off here, release it. The structure, especially the front of the body. So ground the back of the body, but really think about not only just releasing the arm, but release the whole body down into the ground. The same with the sword, kind of releasing the structure at the front of the body. Or I just kind of lift the arms up and lock the chest. So give it a little bit of flexibility in the chest. So. Good, switching the leg each time, changing at the top of the body. So this, back into the kamae. So really take your time with that move. This to the back. There's a few variations, a few things you can do with the feet with this one. Just play with this one. So get that feeling of softening the front of the body, the chest, but bring it down to the whole back side of the body as well. So the whole back side softens into this move. So this drives the jaw up. So you can do different footwork, but this one's this one's easier to kind of find this feeling. So your feet's basically coming onto the spot and then change this way. But you're practicing basically sinking into that front leg, releasing the front of the body with the back leg as well. First again, change. So play with the whole front of the body softening and including the leg with it. You go into that move, soften. Drive the jaw up with the body.
Oh, all right.
And also think of this circularity as well. So you can do, again, you can do different things with the hands as well. So you kind of shift the hands in first, raise them up to the top and then drop them together. So think of this really as one movement. So you want the hip and the hand to go together. So as you're pushing the foot in, this hand's rolling down the weapon, this. So just play with this movement. You've got this connection through the body, this connection up through the body. So let this be one movement, but release the hand with the foot, or that, or that. All comes together. So look for a kind of circular pattern with it. Driving from the foot into the hip into the hand. Yeah. Nice. That will take us into a little bit of 𝒊𝒑𝒂𝒂𝒂. So just working the left side and the right side for the strike. Got the ski coming in, and then you've got a similar motion. The back foot releases, the hand goes with it, find the center, cut down into the 𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂. You're really changing the whole body. Softening underneath, striking down. Just play this a little bit. It's not exactly how the movement is. It's a little bit forced and exaggerated. But just play this. Just have the hands out here. Fix the hands, and then just play with shifting the center of the body, shifting the center of the body. So the hips, the waist, all do this kind of good. So you go to one side, you kind of wind it up, and then you release it. Wind it up, release it. It's like one of these Japanese drums where you've got a paddle and you've got two strings with balls attached, and you spin it from the core, and it coils around and beats the drum bass. So actually, it's an Okinawan rather than a Japanese, but so Okinawan karate specialized in this kind of movement. But just play with it here. Hold it, release it. Hold it, release it. Hold it, release it. Play with it. So the hands do nothing with it. Interactive. No, yeah. That's right. That's it. That's it. Right. So with that same movement now, again, this is not how the movement exit is, so, but it's just to get a feel for this elasticity in the hips and the connection to the hands. So the same thing, you've got into the ski position. What I want you to think about is slightly drawing the hips back this way, right, away from the jaw. And then think about releasing it this way, and just let the arms kind of go up with it. So you're looking to basically coil the hip back, and then as it snaps back in, connect it into the hands. And just play with this connection. So you're just looking to feel that your connected hip, just feel that the hips are really free. So the main thing with the skill is I don't want to lock the hips up. And then my next movement gets taken to the hands and the hips are really locked in there. So really take your time here, free the hip, feel that it then connects into the jaw and fires the hands up this way. So that, just play with it a little bit. That fires it up. And you can take the strike. You can go as far as you want to the strike. But the main thing is just that, feel that kind of elasticity in the hips. And you're using this kind of forced movement just to open that area up a little bit. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. The main problem with this training is I go so far with it and then I stop doing it. So watch, I do something like this. I get this, I get the connection, it's really there, and then the hands take over. And I lose that connection. So don't force it in this one, but just be really careful. really watch yourself as you do this. I stop it and then I'm going to bring the hands into it. So it's a thing of just following that motion. So feel that connection, feel the connection, feel it, go. And just let the arms kind of drive it over. Again, I need to kind of soften the front of the body because if that locks, the front of the body locks, the shoulders lock, my hands have to take over to that movement because the movement of the hips isn't passing to the shoulder, it's being blocked. So just play with it like that, and I really need to soften the shoulders to the top. Just take it as far as you can, keep the connection. But just watch yourself. Very easy for the arm to just take over. Let the connection travel up. It's going to kind of go up to the top of the head and into the jaw as well. And that's it. That's it. Yeah. Got it. Good. And if you feel like you lose that connection, just go back to this exercise. You just kind of build, up this connection to the hip. Hands do nothing, and I just snap the hips. Snap the hips. And once you've got that flat, there. Now, see if you can find it within this. So, when I play with this, you've got the 𝒊𝒔𝒄𝒂𝒕 form, but you've also got this more of the negari form of the Jodan strike. So when you come up to the top and you do this kind of movement, so I play with. You've obviously got the 𝒊𝒔𝒄𝒂𝒕 is going straight in, so that connection is just kind of firing in. But play with this form so that you can also feel that you're kind of drawing the hips back a little bit. And again, it gives you that sense that you can draw the hip through, drop it in, and fire it through this way. So sometimes we're doing one, and sometimes we're doing the other, but just play with it in this case. And it just gives you the maximum chance of finding that connections with the hip to the hands. Just play with it. You've really got the direct coming in. Got a slightly longer form drawing back. But they're really connected on the same line. Just one's more direct than the other. Yeah. Okay, great. We're going to take this into some hasta work as well. We'll build it into the form, but just start with, in this case, just the right side. Come on. We're going to roll the hip back. Just come up to this position. Just come up to the 45 degree angle. And at the top, this way, and you're in this position. It's just to the side of the head. So rolling the hips back. Down the weapon is fine. Yeah, and get the first kind of step in this, get this kind of elasticity is softening the front of the body. So think of the back of the body being nice and strong. So as you go back, you're thinking about kind of pressing the back and the spine, as if you're kind of pressing a wall backwards with the body. And at the same time, I need to soften the front of the body because I need the shoulders to start to free up, to move this. So if I harden the whole body, something like that happens. Everything goes in a kind of robotic way. So think about pressing the space backwards with the head, with the back, with the hips, and at the same time softening the grip in the front and the shoulders. So it's that kind of feeling. And it stays quite soft in the front. So pressing full in the back, and softening the front of the body. That's it. Similar to the exercise we did before this one, but really bring the arms into this now. So you can play with the position of hands, doesn't really matter. It's more what's happening in the shoulder. So you got that same feeling, kind of coiling the hip a little bit, but let the shoulder kind of pull with it. So it's a little bit like a kind of kayaking motion. But again, really easy to make this come from the hands and the arms. So don't do anything really with the jaw or with the hands. Just think about pulling that connection out with the hip, and then just let it kind of go with it, and just do a kind of few kind of strokes with it. So this, and you can make it small, you can make it big, you can make it a kind of snapping connection. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that connection that the hip space will drive in it. So that same motion there, but it's a bit more complex. Now you've got that figure of 8 motion through the body, But just play with it a little bit. Again, the key is just give the motion to the hip. So really soften it, the hands and the jaw. And then take it a bit more specific to the 𝒔𝒊𝒏 movement, but just taking this one position. Don't worry about the feet. Just again, get that sense that you're drawing the hip. That front hand's nice and loose. Draw it back, and then release it up to the top. So you've got this connection, this the hip, release it out. Again, that is softening the front of the body needs to happen now, because if I'm stiff, it gets trapped. So release the hip. Fill the back, soften the front of the body, and then snap that connection up. Snap it up. walk it up to the hand. And give that motion to the hip. Just letting the hands roll it down. Great. And again, just build in the footwork. So starting with the right side kamaige. Again, just use this motion so you kind of rolling the hip back a little bit, splitting it away from the hands. And then think about rolling it this way. So it's kind of forced again a little bit, but just get that feeling in the hip that it's free to rotate and press the connection out. Yeah, a little bit more complicated than that. So it's going backwards. Yeah, so the tricky part of this is this kind of roll back into the foot. So this is where you get variations on the footwork, which make it really, in a way, they make it easier, but they're cheats in the footwork, because later when I come to use them, when I need to apply this footwork, it doesn't work. So I'll explain it, but one of the cheats you get is like this. I bring the foot in and then come through this way. Now, it's not to say sometimes there are applications where we do that, but for this one, look for the one where you just roll into the back foot. So you're keeping that connection, that hip softening this way, and then I need to plant weight into it. So you want the body to just go back rather than in and then back. You want the body to just roll back. So just work on this here, but it's that feeling that I'm connecting to the front hip, and then I soften the back foot, press weight into it, and then roll back with it. If you think about applications for this, we do this all the time in Taijutsu. So if you think about Munadori coming to the body or a ski, when you roll back, and I need the body just to roll back, I can't move in and then connect to it. So I've got to just let the body roll back. That kind of connection. So it's that same connection we're actually using all the time in the Taijutsu. I want the body to just roll back into it. That's the tricky part. If I change the footwork, I kind of cheat that connection. That's. Good. Nice.
One, two, three.
Cool. We'll just link this stuff together now, and we'll just finish. We'll add one more move to it. So just to kind of open it out. So you've got a ski. You've got the 𝒬𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒃. You're coming up to the passo to the top, and then release this one to the back. Into a nice big move. You can do any move at the end of it, but this one's just to kind of open the body out a little bit. So here, passo.
Alright. Always to the back.
Alright. To the back. 1, 2, 𝒬𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒃. Passo into the right.
Nice technique. Ah.
We'll finish with one practice. So more of it, this is a Taijutsu movement. So think of this like a Runadori. So someone coming to grab the pedals at the front, grab the chest. You're gonna roll back this, gonna take this into a Nikkyo. So coming up here, rolling back with it, and then changing the body here, rolling through, connecting into the ground this way. Connect this point and into the ground. You coil into it with the Nikkyo, press weight in, and then you release it, roll to the back. We're pinning down the arm this way. So you're here in this position. So let the jaw kind of roll to the body. Follow it down, change the body, connect in, find the Nikkyo, and then roll the body back this way. To this side. It comes back towards the body, roll back, change, coil in, there, and then release it. There we go. Okie dokie, perfect. We'll stop there. Great. どうもありがとうございました。
どうも。
どうも、𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂.
Right.
Great.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Thank you, Michael.